What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and today we have ourselves another deck profile, and it is Dragonmaid Control. So this is pure Dragonmaid Control. We haven't mixed in any Dragon Link engines or anything like that, so that is another option you can look at down the road. We may end up doing one of those in the future. We have a few decks planned for the next couple of weeks, so we probably won't be touching on that for at least a month or two. But before we get started, please do remember to hit that subscribe button. I do believe it's something like 90% of people that will probably watch this video won't be subscribed, but please do hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the content we do, recommend us to a friend. Hopefully we'll be at 1,000 subs one day. But let's get into the profile for this one. Okay, so starting us off with the profile, we have, of course, the new card, and that is 3 copies of Chamber Dragonmaid. General Searcher searches your spell or trap cards, gets your whole engine started. This card adds a layer of consistency that the deck desperately needed. Following that up, we have 3 copies of Kitchen. Again, searches your monsters, dumps stuff into graves so that you can combo off. Following that up, we have 3 copies of Nurse. You can play 2 copies of Nurse. 3 isn't super necessary. You could sub this out for like another control option. I think if you're playing combo, you're definitely not playing 3. But if you are playing control, 3 does come up, but I find this is the one card that I brick on. Then, following this up, we have 2 copies of Parlor Dragonmaid. Dumps your spell if you brick. It's essentially just more copies of Chamber, because Parlor can just dump your spell to the graveyard, and then you bounce back Parlor, Fusion Summon if you have a rough hand. Ultimately, if you have a great hand, you use it as an extender. Then, finally, we're going to play 1 copy of Laundry. I don't really like playing Laundry. It's just the fact that I'm trying to make this as pure as possible for the fun of it. So we're playing 1 Laundry. Then for our dragons, we have 3 copies of Earnest to special summon from the hand. Great combo starter, again. We have 2 copies of Lawpaw, just your basic negation. If this was a quick play, this deck would probably be close to meta. Air quotes, close to meta. Someone's going to argue with me on that, but yeah. Pulling up, 2 Nudyal. Again, if this card was a quick effect, this deck would be very, very good. But ultimately, it's not a quick effect. Makes things a little rough. Then, we're playing 1 copy of Tinnek. This card could be played at multiple copies if you wanted to swap anything. Maybe like swap this for a copy of Nurse. The 2000 attack buff just comes up when you have tough things to out. Like if you're adding the BLS link, this is your out to the BLS link. So, yeah. Quick effect, gain 3000. Or 2000, sorry. Just gets you over a lot of things. Can also push damage if you're trying to OTK. The general goal of this deck is just to control the opponent and then OTK them. Then, finally, for the monsters, again, this card, probably the most cuttable card in the deck, is 3 copies of Phantasme. Solely playing it to kind of make the deck more consistent. If you get forced to go second, it's there if you're playing against Link decks. It's also like a level 7 dragon, so that you can use it to summon off the new fusion. I think it's Shu. It's just, overall, makes the deck work, but it's not essential. Okay, now into the spells and traps. Once again, I will keep saying it. This is a pure build, so it is very heavy on Dragonmaid stuff. Although there are some control stuff at the end. Those can be up to personal preference. But starting us off, we have 3 copies of Hospitality. Reborn or special summon from hand, dumps to grave, lets you prepare for your turn 3. Then 2 copies of Send Off. I've been really enjoying this card because it helps you stun. Like, you can special summon a Dragonmaid from your hand. It can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it just kind of sits there, unless they have a way to out it. At which point your opponent's burning probably a key resource to outing a Dragonmaid, which is great. Following that up, we have our fusion spell, 1 copy of Changeover. This card can be bounced back from the graveyard, so you don't need to play more of it. It is easily searchable. Then for another one of we're playing is Welcome. Once you start building board control, you can start bouncing stuff back to grave and just managing your resources. Then, because we don't really use the extra deck in this build, we're playing 3 copies of Extrav to help consistency. I had someone online tell me when I was testing the 1 mirror match that I managed to play, that Extrav is not needed in the deck because it doesn't make the deck more consistent. I don't see the argument. Then for our traps, we have 1 copy of Downtime. This was 2 before we trimmed, I think it was this, as well as some like general dragon extenders for the playset of Phantasme. just a good bounce to hand search can come up. Like, it does help you control the board. It's your out to back row. You know, best way to go. This does help you out mine. So, like, yeah, it is a good card in that sense. You just need to know not to shotgun it too early. Then for the rest of our traps, these are like more control traps. They are essentially control traps. You can change these to whatever you feel you need to play, but we are playing 3 copies of Judgment, the Mix Mash Rarities, sorry, because it's funny to play, and then finishing it up, 3 copies of Impermanence to round out the main deck. Okay, now we have our extra deck. So starting us off, 3 copies of House Dragonmaid, just your general card you go into off Shiu. You get the pop every time something returns to hand. Helps you OTK once this is established on turn 3. If you have other Dragonmaids, they return to the hand. You just start popping things and then swing through. Then our Negation, the card that makes this deck a whole lot more playable. We have Shiu, just a general negate, shuffle it back into the extra deck, special summon the house. Just having a negate in the deck makes it a whole lot better. Then for the rest of it, we are playing the extra build, so it's not super important. I found Hieratic Seal came up, so Hieratic Seal got put into the deck. We weren't originally playing it. We were playing just Super Poly targets. It did come up once. I don't like playing it because it takes your Dragonmaids off field, and that kind of hurts you in terms of being able to bounce them back to hand in battle phase and create a threat that way. But if you clear them off and you have Shiu, it's not super relevant because you can bounce a card, summon the Dragonmaid. You're going to get them back with Shiu anyway, summoning back from grave, so it is a good card. That's why it's in here. Then we're playing Super Poly targets for the rest of the extra deck, just your standard 2-Mud Dragon. I guess this isn't super standard 2-Mud Dragon. 2 Starving Venom, the 1 Dragostapelia, then Duplex a Chimera, Predaplant, and we're playing Necro Soul because zombies are becoming a thing again, so Super Poly, yeah, Super Poly into Necro Soul. Great card. So that will finish us up here on the tabletop. We will jump over onto, I think we've got recordings on Edo Pro. We will jump over and play those now, but we will see you over there. Okay, so now we are over here on Edo Pro, and starting us off, we have a little control back and forth against Dark Lords. So again, I think this is a turn 3 kill, which is like the main goal for the deck, is like that turn 3 OTK, if not turn 5. Okay, so at that point the opponent just realizes that we have too much control and the game is over, so we will go ahead on to the next one. Okay, so this next one here, we kind of get a bit worried at one point, but we just eventually cause our opponent to run out of resources and then we just run through them. I think it was at this point here I realised that House Dragonmaid may miss timing. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think House Dragonmaid misses timing. And then the opponent realizes what we're getting at here and decides to scoop it up. Okay, so in this next one here, again, against a, I guess, low-tier rogue deck, but this guy's nice enough to let us do full combo, so we'll let this one play out. And now, finally, for our last match, we verse the meta. And we play against August. I think this guy misplays pretty badly at one point. I think he falls for the bait. Or he was trying to bait us into negating him at one point, and we don't. And then he leaves himself without resources, and just kind of can't get back from there. So yeah, ultimately we have the way to out this anyway, because there's not really much going to come at us next turn. I do believe he was out of August. He just kind of shuffled them all back and didn't realise that he probably shouldn't have at that point. But I think we still would have had game regardless, because we had a pretty commanding game state at that point. But yeah. So that will wrap us up here for this profile and combo / kind of match footage today. Please remember to hit that subscribe button if you are new here. As I said earlier, we do have a large amount of the viewers on this channel aren't subscribed, so please do hit that subscribe button. Invite a friend if you like our content as well and you are a regular subscriber. If you've stayed this long, thank you very much. Not actually sure how long this one's panned out today, but we've put a lot of effort into this Dragonmaid list, and I'm saying a lot, but thank you very much. And as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.